We're going live.
We are live.
What?
We're live. Hello, everybody.
See, now this is the thing. It still says redirecting to every time.
Oh, then maybe we're not. Mine says, well, I'm live. You might not be with me yet, but I'm live.
There's probably a lot of truth in that, to be honest with you. Yeah, we are live. Right, welcome everybody, especially to the, well, not especially, but especially to the new guys. Welcome to the group. Massive hello. If this is the first live you've heard from me and Lisa, it is purely unscripted. We have a topic and we just talk about it and kind of bring some real life experience, some actual experience of our experience to it, but also those of our clients as well, to try and give you some insight into what we're talking about. And if anybody is watching and they have a question that comes up, please do ask, because we love questions and we'll always come back to it. We will always answer it, even if it's not on the actual live itself. So this evening, we do this every Tuesday night, 7:30, and we try and talk for like 15 minutes, but it's normally like half an hour, 45, because Lisa just doesn't stop. Can't stop her. She's a machine when she gets going. But we are going to be talking about focus. Focus.
Did you nearly forget what we were talking about?
I did, because I was thinking,
Focus.
what were we calling it? Because we were messing around with the title, weren't we? So Hocus Focus.
Yeah,
and interestingly, the title hasn't even come up on the video, but we're talking about focus, especially at the moment, and there's so much to talk about with this. Why don't you kick it off?
Oh, okay.
Curveball.
Yeah. This, I think, is going to be a cool topic to talk about because there are so many new people in the group and because of some of the conversations we've been having with people that we know are in the group already and have been for a little while. One of the things that comes up, and not just in this group, but in lots of environments where there are coaches, and we've spoken about this before, but I think it's worth repeating and coming at it from different angles so you hear maybe a different message each time you're listening in as well. It's just this whole piece around, I want to create clients, I'm ready to get started, I'm super excited, but I am needing to find my niche, I'm needing to perfect my elevator pitch, I'm needing to get my website done. What do you think of this photo? What do you think of calling myself this? What do you think of my business card? Should I do image 1, 2, 3, 4? It's like, holy fuck, there's a lot of questions and a lot of just shit going on there.
Mm-hmm.
And what I see or what I don't see, what's missing to me in all of that is like, how do I actually create a coaching conversation? Because if you're growing a business, you don't really have one unless you've got clients, unless you're in coaching conversations, unless you've got clients in the pipeline that you're already engaging with. So you could have your business card, you could have your website, you could have your niche, you could have your elevator pitch, all of that. You could already have that, but it's not going to take you forward in your business at all if you're not working with people. Whether, I don't even care in the beginning if it's practice clients or if it's paying clients, but for me, that is the place to get focused on starting to create and engage with people, humans, real people who you can help.
Yeah. And how many times have we had conversations with people, and this is not in any way a criticism, it's just a reflection of how often these coaching practices are grown or not grown, actually. They're attempted, there's an attempt at growing, but obviously sometimes we're just given really shit advice and not necessarily the whole story. And you know, how many times have we had this conversation with people where it's like they're focused on content on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, on websites and email lists and funnels, and they've got all of this cool stuff sorted out and it's all very nice and it's very shiny, it's excellent. And then you ask them why they're doing it and they say, so I can create leads and have conversations and get in front of people. And there's so much of an easier way of doing that. Like it's not just quicker, it's more human, it's more loving, it's more service based, which is, let's have a conversation. Can I help you with that? Like, you tell the guys what you were saying about the mum's niche, because I thought that was just perfect. It was just so on point. It's so true as well.
Yeah, so in a lot of coaching groups, you just hear and read and see so many people talking about you know, this is my niche. And there was one that I came across who it was parenting. It's no one in this group, by the way. And it was about like, I'm a coach and I want to work with parents. So can someone help me figure out like, what do I say? What's my pitch? How do I perfect like what it is that I want to be helping parents with? And it's like, do you know a mom?
Yeah.
Or a dad? Like, do you know a parent? Go and ask them if they need some help with something.
Yeah. Done.
Figure out for 4 weeks what you want to say to that mom or that dad or that parent, because I guarantee there will be like loads of other people there who are actually really happy to get into conversation with them. So whilst you're over here figuring out what you want your perfect pitch to look like, which by the way is only ever about us, like when we make it, my pitch is like, that's about me and not in service. But there'll be a ton of other coaches over here going up to that mom or that dad going, hey, you look a bit stressed right now. Do you want some help? Would it be helpful to talk about something? What's on your mind? Yeah. And so whilst you're busy over here, like this person here is either still struggling or being approached by somebody else.
Oh God, it just brings back memories when I first, not first got this, but first really understood what service, creating clients through service really meant. And I just struggled so long to get leads. It felt like I did everything to create leads. And all of a sudden, I've invited all these people to conversations. These people said yes after saying I can help them with something. All of a sudden, my wall was full of leads. It was full of people. It was full of names who were looking to have a conversation with me. And it's like, right, this is where it starts. And then the very first time it happened, someone just said, yeah, let's talk about working together. What does that look like? How much does it cost? And I was like, oh, okay. Well, it's on my first fee was something like 1,500 quid, £1,500 for 3 months. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do it. It's like, what? You want to do it? How do you like to pay? They're all up front, and I'd like to do an online transfer. It's like, boom, right? And all that stuff, all that other stuff, and all the energy that took all went. It was gone in that instant. To how can I serve people? That was it. And filling up my diary with conversations with people I can serve one after the other, again and again and again and again. And that kind of brings us on to what we were talking about before, which was especially now, like with coaches, especially now as there is no face-to-face at the moment. It's kind of like, let's recalibrate your business. Let's recalibrate where you are. And if you haven't done that, then ask, and we're happy to help. But it's readjusting to what is now, saying, well, this is still what I want. I want a thriving coaching practice with whoever, like whatever that looks like. How do I do that now? Like, does my intention, does what I want to create align with the actions that I'm taking now? Like, seriously, does it? And are the actions that you're taking now what you want to be doing? Because how many times have we spoken to coaches that say, honestly, I don't really want to be doing this stuff, but I just don't know what else to do. I don't want to be spending my whole life on websites and content and YouTube and all the rest of it. It's like they want to coach. Like, we're coaches, we want to coach, right? So right, let's get into some conversations, invite some people into conversations and start from there. And having that system that works, like creating, and not how can I get a system from somebody that already works, because everyone's system can be different. It doesn't have to all be the same, but creating a simple system that works, and we've both got ours, and we help our coaches get theirs. And once you've got that, it's so simple. It's not always easy because there's work to be done, but it's simple. It doesn't have to be so damn complicated.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good distinction to make. It's like there's a system and it can feel really simple, but you still need to put the work in. Like Sam and I are not afraid of getting no's. So we have a system that frees us to just be openly inviting people into conversation, because we are not attached to a yes or a no. It's like putting it into service mode, not making it about us. Like if we get a no, it doesn't mean anything about us or our coaching. It's like I want to just be free to have a conversation with someone and really, really, really be present with that person without anything going on up here, which is easier said than done, to be fair. And that definitely, for me, that feels like that's got easier over time as well. And the more I've seen my service go up, the more I've seen that ease go up as well, that level of kind of like effortless unattachment almost. It's never fully unattached, but as good as it can get. I was going to say something else, and the point has gone from my mind.
Maybe it landed in mine, because I had a thing that came to my mind, which was it's definitely not. But it's just along the lines of, it's easier to hear no when you're not attached to the yes. So when you're just serving people because you want to coach them and help them and really get into the nitty gritty and get stuck in and coach them without attachment, as long as if it's for a yes, if you're doing it to make money and get yeses, then it gets a bit icky anyway, and it can be difficult, because then you're starting to hear the no's more. But when you're not attached to that, you're not attached to the no either. And that's often when we're most in service to people anyway, because there is no attachment. I'm not afraid to upset that person or say something that they're not willing, or not, they don't want to hear, but they maybe need to hear, you know?
Yeah.
And in a loving sense, I'm not going out just insulting people, but, you know, the point being that it's kind of, there's a real distinction to be made there. They're going to have a conversation with me and you that they're not going to have with anybody else in the world, because we are willing to say what needs to be said and explore what needs to be explored.
Yeah.
And hold them to the highest regard we possibly can, as long as they're willing to too.
That wasn't what I was going to say, but it has reminded me of what I was going to say. I feel like we need a ball, you know, where it's like, I've got the ball and then I throw it to you and it goes off my screen and onto your screen.
We could have a virtual ball, like the same one. It looks like you're throwing it through the screen.
I think we might need to build up to that. I can just see that it would be like the live streaming has ended.
The numbers of the group are dwindling.
Yeah. But no, what I was going to say was, it is around just putting your focus on what needs to be done. So there's a distinction between, you know, having that system and having it feel easy. That does not mean not putting the work in. Like, the system will work, and it's not a system that we have that we are gonna say, you know, here it is in a box, you go and do it the way we do it. It's about giving you the principles behind growing a coaching practice, a service-based growing coaching practice, and then having you put your spark, like your fire, your authenticity onto it, like you doing it in your way. But there is something around, it isn't just about saying, I will work 12 hours a day, I will put long hours in, I will do, you know, I will work hard. It's not just about doing that. It's about really looking inside yourself and doing the stuff that is going to feel the edgiest, the stuff that you've got the most resistance to. Like, that's probably the stuff that we need to be working on. Not always, but I could imagine that there would be some juicy stuff in there to explore. Yeah, because for me, it's like, that's what really opened up my practice, when I just stopped putting limitations on myself and stopped being so attached to the, or, you know, it was like when I just kind of shed all of that I'd layered on top of me, like I just shed it all. And there was a freedom underneath to start inviting people into conversations, to start connecting people, to start serving people in the best way that I knew how. The question that Sam and I were talking about before was, and it's one for you to sit with, definitely in this group, like, it's not just for your information. Like, we really want this to transform your life and your business. So if we're sharing stuff that's helpful, please don't just take it as information. Like, actually apply the learnings, actually look for the insight, not have it as just like some notes in my notebook. Like, we want you to use this and go out there and create a really successful business. So I really mean it when I'm putting this question to you. Like, this is me coaching you now. What are you saying yes to? Is the first question. What are you saying no to? Is the second question. And what needs to be the other way around? So if I give you an example, just to loop us back to the very beginning, when I got on my high horse about niches, Like if I'm saying yes to perfecting my marketing spiel, and I'm saying no to reaching out and connecting with people until that's right, you might want to look at that. You might want to flip that the other way around. So that's what I mean by those two questions. What am I saying yes to? Maybe I'm saying, yeah, and I knew I did this. At the beginning, I was saying yes to like 8 hours a day of learning. and that filled my diary. And that was coming from a fearful place, an insecure place, where I was like, I just need to learn a little bit more before I can go out there and start having conversations. And when I flipped that and I started having conversations with people, that actually brought real focus to my learning. So, you know, if I had a client at the time who was going through a career transition, I might be like specifically learning about career transition and coaching around career transition. So it actually was really practical and really focused and targeted learning, as opposed to just being like this kind of sponge that wanted to absorb everything. Because I still do have a huge tendency to do that. Like, I need to know everything. Mm-hmm. So again, it's like focusing on the things that are going to make the difference, and write that down. Get those 3 questions in your book right now and sit with them and really think about this week, last week, this month, this coming week. Like, what was I going to say yes to? What was I going to say no to? And what do I want it to now look like?
Perfect. I don't think I've got anything to add to that, to be honest. I was reading, I saw a quote today from a guy in one of the coaching groups I'm in, and it's something along the lines of building a coaching practice around people that want to be coached is the quickest way to fail. And what he meant by that, when he gave it some sort of background, was he was referring to that kind of marketing side of things. It's like if you spend so much time perfecting that message to the people that want to hear that message, it might take an awful long time. In which case, all those people that are just ready to have a conversation would be missed. And they're there ready to say yes to you. And yes, I want to have some coaching. Yes, I enjoyed this experience. Yes, I want more. And yes, I'd love to work with you over a longer period of time. Of course, you're going to get no's. So what? But it is, and it comes down to that, like you said, absolutely bang on. It's just doing the work that you need to do. And so often, what I tend to see, and this is a very general sweeping statement, and I know how much people love those, but you know, the people that do the most kind of work, as in the practical work and the information and the websiting, and that they tend to be the ones that don't have many clients, because and at some point when we get so busy as coaches, I wouldn't now have the time to do all of that sort of stuff. I don't need to, because my clients are referring me, and then I'm spending the rest of the time inviting people into conversation.
Yeah.
So I'd like to think that this is, like you said, I don't want people just to dip in and be, oh yeah, that's good information. It's like, no, like that is not what we are. This is the end of the line. This is all you would ever need to know to create coaching practice through service. We're not talking about, if you want to do internet marketing, that's cool, go and do that. That's not what this is. So if you're ready to create coaching practice through service, this is the end of the line. You would have everything you need here to go and to put into practice what you want to go and create. So just, if you're somebody who is just an information junkie, just either know that and carry on, or just stop and really recalibrate what it is that you're looking for. Because if you're trying to create clients and you want to do that through coaching, all the information is here. Hence the 4-week free course that we're doing.
I'm excited for that.
So what, I mean, you wanted to, or we wanted to just acknowledge how that came about, right?
Yeah, I wanted to say thank you. I don't know if Joanne's watching. I can't actually see who's watching
We'll tag her in
right now, because we're on Zoom, so I can't see the comments on Facebook. But yeah, we just wanted to say thanks to Joanne, who's one of our new members. And it was actually a post that Joanne had put out on Facebook that I saw about supporting newbies. So I got in touch with Sam and was like, we've got to do something in this space. And why don't we pull a program together? So we spent a couple of days figuring out what it might look like. And And that's why a lot of new people are in the group this week, because they've seen that information that we've shared. So yeah, we just kind of wanted to give Joanne some credit for, she's the reason, she's our inspiration why this program has come about. So thank you to you, Joanne. And I guess the message there as well is like, ask, don't be afraid to ask for what you want, and you never know what's going to come your way. Yeah. Do you want to share anything about the course?
Not really. I mean, all I would say is if you're
it's a secret.
Yeah, secret. You're not allowed to know about it. It's free, so we don't want to put anyone in it. It's just a case of, if you are in a position where you just want either beginning, or you're be doing this a long time and you just want to create some clients, you want to move forwards with your business, you want to surround yourself with other people doing the same, and you want to work with two people that are doing the very same thing as you. And we're still doing it. We still have our own practices. We still have very busy, prosperous, thriving practices that we've worked our asses off to create. So if you want to work with us on that, and we won't hold back, we're going to share everything we know, then the free course is perfect, because it might be the only course you ever need. I could genuinely want people to think that this isn't, oh, then they're going to sell us something else that's even more, because they're only going to give us half the story. That is not what we're doing. We're going to show you an example of what service without boundaries looks like, so that then you can go and do the same thing, right? So that's all I would say, is that this isn't going to be like one of those courses that you think, oh, they've given me a lot, but we're going to give you everything you need in the time that we have. But yeah, that's what I would say.
I have nothing more to add on that, other than it's just, I think it's really exciting to be doing this, to be part of this. Just so passionate about what I do. I'm really passionate about working with Sam as well. I love the kind of the double whammy aspect that we've got going on. It's really cool to work as a duo, because we have clients between us. We have clients separately, so we have our own separate coaching practices, and then we've joined forces to coach coaches together. And I love that dynamic where, when we're in a coaching conversation, there's just so much space. So there's always one coach who's really just purely kind of looking and hearing and listening, because you're not in the hot seat. So you're hearing things from a totally different angle. And it's just a really cool, fun space to be in. So I'm excited to have everybody here. And yeah, we look forward to seeing who's going to be there in the group.
Perfect. Cool, guys. So head over to the announcement bit section, and just, if you want to join, just say you're going. All right, and you'll get notifications as they come. And then obviously that's where the link for the actual course will be put. So lots of love to you all. I hope that was useful. Let us know if you have any questions. And I can't remember how to come off Facebook. How do I stop recording?
This is the real reason why it's an hour and a half.
I found it. Zoom's changed. It's just throwing me a curveball. I've got the button here. It's good. Cheers, guys. Speak to you soon.
Bye.